What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sidearm Productions. My name's Matt. Today we're at Sawmill Disc Golf Course, and we're doing a little something different today. We've got a special guest here today. His name's John Kirkland. Some of you might be familiar with him. I'll have him tell you a little bit more about his background and details and stuff before I mess him up. But he's kind of a legend in disc golf and frisbee sports. But he's joining us for his first round ever at Sawmill Disc Golf Course, so I'm interested to, hear some of his stories, see if he can help us out with technique at all, and then overall get an idea of what he thinks about the course, having played. How many courses did you say you've played, John? So John's saying he's played somewhere around 700 courses, maybe more. So I'm interested to see what his thoughts are of this course being relatively young and the first course that I've designed. So enjoy the round, and we'll get back with you guys at the end to wrap things up and talk to John a little bit. All right, so real quick, just introduce yourself to our audience, name, PDGA number if you want, how long you've been playing, a little bit of your background.
John Friz Whiz Kirkland, PDGA number 100. Started playing in 1957, and I get up every day thinking about doing it.
Awesome. So as far as things that you've seen throughout your career playing disc golf, what do you think some of the most drastic things that have changed? Where the biggest advancements been made?
When I started playing back in the 50s and 60s, there was only one disc, and all shapes you had to make with one disc. So I would say the biggest change has been the development of the modern golf disc, where you have a panoply of possible rainbow arcs. You can visualize all sorts of shapes that weren't possible when we first started playing. And there also weren't any golf specialists like there are now. There are people that only play golf. In the old days, everyone played everything. You freestyled, you threw distance, accuracy, double disc court, which is, by the way, the most fun that you can have playing frisbee, other than flapjack, which is another really fun thing to do. Golf is in a very good place right now, as is frisbee in general, ultimate in particular. It's on the move, there's money available, and I see big things coming up in the future. At this point in my life, I'm just interested in the joy of each shot. And you hear people say just one shot at a time. That's harder to do than you think. You start worrying about your score and who's watching, you're on film. All those things have nothing to do with playing golf. That joy of being completely present, and that's all you're doing, is seeing something in your mind and having that. It's almost as if you're not doing it. Your body and some other part of you that you can only contact occasionally is doing it. And that's the joy to me, getting out of my own way. And that's what golf is, basically. You hear all the ball golfers talking about it all comes down to the back nine on Sunday, and you've put yourself in position, and can you stay relaxed, one shot at a time,
All right, you want to share maybe one of your biggest memories of this sport's accomplishments, whether it's disc golf or any of the other stuff?
There's so many. I mean, but before there was even golf, I toured with the Harlem Globetrotters playing frisbee, and my partner and I played in a pregame show, and there were 200 cities in 180 days playing in front of thousands of people every night. You'd go out there and you'd throw these giant hyzers up over the crowd and swish through the basket. Wide World of Sports, all those sorts of things in the early days, in the 70s. I have a lot of memories from that. And then I have Then I sort of quit for a while, took 14 years off, became a stick golfer, did other things, got in some business. And then I came back in '95 and played a lot of double disc court with my wife and my son. And actually, I would say one of the biggest highlights was winning the World Championships in DDC at age 64 with my son, winning the Open, because I was the oldest Open World Champion in any sport. I mean, I checked, you know, curling, you know, chess, you know, so I don't know if that's still the case, but it was just kind of cool to do it with my son. Double disc court is if Frisbee is the queen of sports, double disc court is the queen of Frisbee.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with how those rules even work, but
look it up on YouTube. Look under Kirkland DDC, and you'll see my son and I.
Nice.
You'll see my son and me.
All right, and then finally, and don't pull any punches, man. If you've got criticism, by all means. But this is the first course I've designed. We're obviously working on improving it. You know, pads are going in a little bit at a time. You know, the holes are developing, but in general, what did you think about playing Sawmill Disc Golf Course for the first time? And, you know, what are your criticisms about it, if anything?
I really like playing this course today because it was a nice mix of technical and power. You really need to visualize precise trajectories off the tee. And this is the course that if you have a good tee shot, you're going to score very well. The premium here is on good tee shots and good putting. Of course, you could say that about all courses. But I didn't have any reservations about a first-time design that I would normally have, because you didn't have any silly pachinko holes that were, as I mentioned to you earlier, there were no just full of trees and there's not an easy. There were well-defined lines. There's a lefty line, there's a straight line, there's a right to left, and that's hard to do on the first design. So my hat is partially off to you.
Appreciate it. What about any criticism, some drawbacks on the course?
Just, it's raw. You need better tees. You need to clean it up, and it'll be a championship level golf course. I'm sort of under the sway right now of my buddy Greg Hosfeld, who has 2 tees and 2 baskets on every hole. 2 tees you have on every hole,
right?
And your shorter tees seem like a very nice golf course to play. They're not just, it's not a whole lot easier, it's a completely different golf course. Might even be more technical than the longer holes.
Anything to share with the internets, the YouTubes?
The interwebs? Go out and play disc golf today. The world needs more Frisbee playing. And don't be mad at me because I said Frisbee, because it's more than just disc. It's all sorts of disc sports.
All right, guys, so hope you guys enjoyed this. It's a little different video than we're used to doing, but we're out at Sawmill Disc Golf Course. We're playing disc golf, and we just got a chance to play with somebody, like I said, kind of a legend in the sport, who I've happened to actually meet John before out in Southern California. So it was good to see him again. I think we played Kit Carson like 7 years ago with my brothers and stuff. So a lot of people know John. So if you want to comment to John, comment to us what you think about the video, just go down in the comment section, let us know what you think. Otherwise, thanks for watching Sidearm Productions. We'll see you next time.